if you can, as you can see in this one, his mouth is smiling, it's kind of biting his lip, but it actually is a better depiction of the teeth and how to draw a smiling mouth, a little more so than that crazy one that we drew last time. So this one you can see how it's got more of a normal smile going. So I figured we'd go ahead and do this one. So if we go ahead and we're gonna do again like we did before, just get the basic shape. Go ahead and get the basic shape of the lips and mouth here, and since this one is on an angle, you can even go ahead and draw just like a basic center line just to get it going. That doesn't need to be perfect. You don't even need to have it in the middle, but usually what I'll turn that one into is the bottom of the upper lip, and then you can kind of just sculpt it out from there. And it's a pretty good way to just get started going, so you don't have to measure everything out and just overthink it. You just want to get started going. So just go ahead and draw a quick line like that, and then sculpt the outside of the mouth and lips that way. And on this one, he's got kind of a thinner upper lip, and he's got that little corner there in the mouth. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw what I'm doing mostly is drawing the interior of the mouth. I'm not really drawing the outside yet. And it helps to follow the shapes just a little easier, because it gives you those harder shapes that you're working with. And you need to find something. You can always draw a line. You don't need to have to worry about having to have a line in there. And then just, yeah, there we go. Just another quick line. And we'll pull it up. And you can see how I'm using more sketchy, quick lines that every line doesn't need to be perfect. You know, just draw each line, and then just leave the mark there until you get it to the right angle. That's how you learn where it needs to go, right? So next, you can see I drew that little outer side there, and because his lip kind of overhangs, it gives you that little smile. And you can even do that for a little reference too if you want. But now we have the general inside, the interior of the mouth. We have that center line that we drew first, and you know, we can go ahead and draw these teeth in. Again, we're drawing the gum line, we're not drawing the teeth themselves. I'm not drawing all the way down, I'm just drawing the gum line. I'm just gonna go in and see where it's touching, and then just draw it like that. And that's it. There we go, get that one. And then this other one we're gonna carry over. It's a little bit lower, and you can see this little ridge here goes down. So you kind of want to judge while you're going. See that it went the little ridge right there. So we just go straight down. That'll help you with your proportions while you're drawing the teeth, because sometimes the teeth are honestly really some of the toughest proportional things to draw, because you know they are kind of independent and sitting there, so it's not really too much to go on. But so if you make little landmarks throughout the drawing, you'll see more and more of how things fit together, and how you can kind of, you know, if you want to draw super realistic, then you can probably go ahead and measure some things out. But if you're just learning how to draw some things and just learning how to draw shapes a little better, you can always just kind of sculpt them and add them as you go. It's not really a big deal. No one else is gonna see it, and then you can always erase them. That's what erasers are for, huh? So now you can see it looks a little funny because we don't have any shading in. So once we add the shading, that's really where everything's gonna come in. And you know, if we can add a little bit here, that's where the lip kind of really turns in, and under there. So then we just go up, and it kind of gets a little smooth. And that's pretty much it. That's the base of the mouth. And then you know, if you want to just draw some more reference points, you can, but it's not really necessary. They won't even really be, yeah, not really even necessary to draw that, but you know, you can get it in there and put it, just gives you a little more reference, makes it more look like a mouth when you're starting out, especially if it's kind of looking a little crazy like this one at first. So really, all I would do at this point is I would go ahead and here's actually an H pencil, and that's really what I would use to draw. And you can see I would just suggest, now that this tooth has a little bit of a harder edge, but you can see right there I'm not drawing it super hard. I'm letting the gum line actually be the hardest line. And then over here it gets a little darker because there's no light, there's less light, so they're gonna be a little harder, but and then you can even shade that one, it gives it some more, and then there's shading there. But as far as the shading on the teeth goes, you want to leave it to a minimum when you're first getting it. You want to make sure the shapes are right first before you do any adding of tone or value. And then once that's down, you just go ahead, you can add some tone into the gums, and that's really what's going to bring it together, is the gum. The gum shading is really what gives it that tone and depth. And this tooth is pretty dark, so we go ahead and add that. Might even want to add a little more with that in there. But you can see I'm just doing quick sketches. It's nothing really too involved here. We just want to get the shapes down, make sure we know how to tone and how the value works with it before we even get into adding all that super detail. And you can see over here, it's more observing light than anything else, because once you know how light is falling or how light falls on an object, then you can really you can do whatever you want with it. You can add color, tone, and these little stumps, you'd be surprised at how much detail they can add just by themselves without even trying. So there you go. That's it's quick, easy mouth. Nothing too serious, nothing too involved, but I think it would kind of help you. And if you're saying, oh, he didn't shade the teeth, well, it's again, you can go ahead and shade as much as you want, but it's really about getting the proportions right at this point. And I think that's some of the most important stuff. And if I was really gonna go super high res with this, I would probably even go ahead and use a cotton ball or even a tissue to shade and get a little more detail. But again, this is just a quick sketch just to get you going, get you some maybe some starting points, and yeah, just kind of what to stay away from and what you can actually get a little closer to doing. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Any other suggestions or anything you want me to go over, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I'll be glad to get to them.